So, Jada, well and watered. What is it?
What is well and watered? Okay, so well and watered came to me when I was in Australia. Um, the process of it came to me when I was in the UK on tour working. The UK part started. I was we had one of the crew members was having a frazzle day, and I offered to when we get a break to go take a walk on the beach. And so he was like, "Walk on the beach? Okay, like whatever." But then 10 minutes later, he comes back and he's like, "How about that walk on the beach?" And so I was like, "Yeah," because it gave me enough time. You know, for me, I'm always looking for opportunity to be light, to be joy, to be love. And I saw he was so frazzled. So we had this opportunity. An hour later, he's on Facebook talking about me, this post, this walk, this girl, this journey. Oh my gosh, I feel so crazy about what I was complaining about. She just changed my whole trajectory on how I'm leaving here, and it was beautiful. And so, fast forward, we get to Australia. I'm in Australia. I'm touring with Neo, and this tour has everybody on it that I love. In Vogue, Khalees, like Christina, like all these people are there, and everybody just knew like my name instantly. Sunshine. Hey, Sunshine. You know, all these people calling. And for me, it was like, okay. Because I'm always asking like what my purpose is in something because I'm all over the place, because I'm so gifted in so many areas. I'm like, what is my purpose? And so it came then like, you're not even in this industry to work. Because, you know, my background is food.
Mhm.
I wasn't even cooking in UK or Australia. So I was like, what is my purpose? Why am I here? I know that when I was called to the first assignment for this, he was like, hey, I want to hire you for your energy. I was like, my energy? Okay, sure. I like the sound of that. And I mean, he knew I was going to work as well because, you know, kudos to Ronnie. He's like the most amazing production manager I've ever seen in my life. I've worked with a dozen of them, but he's top tier. I love
Shout out
him.
to Ronnie.
Shout out to Ronnie. And so hearing that in my ear replaying again, Noodle, my son,
Mhm.
breaks his ankle while I'm in Australia. And for 15 minutes, I had a moment. It couldn't last because these people are watching me. And I'm like, okay, God, you know what I'm here for. Like, you know, and everybody was pouring out to me from every camp. Was like, okay, we heard what happened. What do you need us to do? And I was like, oh, I'm okay. That morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, it hit me. Call everyone up, ask them to bring down their toiletries, raise toiletries the rest of this trip. First of all, I'm like, okay, God, my son is in the hospital, just had surgery, and you're telling me to get toiletries. But I did it. And the response was so amazing. And the people were like, how could you come downstairs the next day after this has happened?
And just be serene.
And just be so serene.
And focused on something
on
else.
something else
Right.
outside of me.
Yourself,
And
right.
one of my favorite scriptures is the one that waters shall be themselves watered. And so it always reminds me when I'm giving, it doesn't matter if it looks like I'm not going to get anything in return. I'll always be watered. God will always give me this peace. He
That's
always
right.
gives me something. And so that was already in my head. I'm on the phone one day with my friend who lives in London, and she has this amazing, you know, their accent, English accent. She's like, Jada, I can't wait till you start doing the retreats because I love retreats. We went to one retreat and they fed and watered us, and I was like, fed and watered y'all? She's like, yeah, you know, the refreshments in the drink, and I said, watered?
Wait, is that your English accent?
Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? So she said they watered, and so with them, it was just giving you drinks as the water, and fed was feeding you the food. And so I was like, well, and watered. Because I was already on this journey of wellness, this journey of taking care of my body, because I was hit with high blood pressure, I was hit with fibromyalgia, I was hit with all this different stuff, gained 30 pounds coming out of a crazy relationship that I take charge of my own self, won't blame him on anything. And I'm like, okay, so I'm on this journey. There it is, well and watered. And so for me, it's every area, everything I've done. I've had Diva Dishes, Diva on the Mission, Jada, etc., all of these different things. But who am I?
It all boils.
Who am
down.
I? What do I, when people see me, what do I want them to see? Well and watered. That this is all of me. I flow in this purpose. I flow in this peace. I flow in the spirit of God that just lies in me.
And you
And
water.
I water.
You water.
I water.
You water.
Yeah.
That and I can 100% verify Sorry, 1000% verify. She does water.
Amen.
That's true.
Isn't 100 and 1,000
No,
the same?
Not the same.
But it will be all.
It's exponential.
Hey, ooh, I love that. Thank
but it's
you.
still all.
Doesn't matter. No, it's exponential.
1,000% and 1,000,000% would be the same thing
No,
as
1,000,000% is more.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's still whole.
Yes, it is.
It's still who?
Whole.
Whole.
Yeah.
It is, but it's more.
It's not.
1,000 is more than 100. 1,000,000 is more than 1,000.
Would you?
Amen.
Would you?
Cannot.
Wait, is my cheerleader? Wait, what's going on with my cheerleader? Are you?
I'm
are you-
I'm
Not-
I'm
it's
cheering
not-
for
no,
you.
Let me tell you, it's
I'm-
not about you.
I'm cheering
It
for
is-
you,
it is-
but I'm
it is
cheering
not about,
against.
It's not about you.
I'm cheering against
this
her.
is all me. It's not about you.
There's no such thing as 1,000%. Is all I'm saying.
You know what? There is such thing as 1,000% because guess what? Things yield 100-fold and more.
You can do that, but not with percentages.
You can
I'm
do it
learning
with
that up in
anything.
here. I love it.
I'm so sorry. As I apologize for my co-host.
Anyway,
So, Well and Watered is basically you as a whole. It's a journey that you're on, and it's also your company, correct? What does your company offer? I guess, like, if someone were to say, okay, Well and Watered, what do they do?
Okay, what does she
What-
offer?
yes.
I offer a piece of me. One, I'm a chef, first of all, by trade, by passion, by just years of doing it. So, yeah, so definitely you're gonna have food. That's a part of it. But mainly offering peace. There's sober houses, there's rehabs, there's you can go into physical therapy, but where can you go to help find your peace? Where can you go
for spiritual therapy.
for spiritual therapy? And I have been a spiritual mentor to people for decades now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, why can't I offer this as a whole, especially in the industry? Especially in the industry, because I see so many people that are fragile, and the need for it really came to me when I saw all these artists and these actors and these personalities taking their own lives. That
Mhm.
did something to me. It shook me. And for me, it's like I just want to love on them. I want to give them, because here I'm surviving things and I don't have no money like y'all have.
Yeah, but you have
Mhm.
to. What I see you do, honestly, is you said give people a piece of you. And what you give people is honesty,
Amen.
really, as well as because you mentioned people in the industry. A lot of people in the industry don't have someone that they can trust,
No.
that they can be honest with
Mhm.
because they feel like they have to be on
Yes.
all the time.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
trust anyone in the end. And
And that's exactly what I'm
because
saying.
I would think, now, this is just me. I would think that everybody wants something. Everyone wants something from you, whether it's, I mean,
What's your
if you're-
angle?
Yeah, if you're
What's
a
your
star,
game?
of course, that comes with probably money,
Status and
yeah,
and,
things like
just-
that.
and I see that a lot, and I'm so thankful that I've never had that in me, and it's an authentic thing that I didn't realize I had it. But the more I get around people, and the more I get around people of status,
They
I
sense it.
see it and they tell it to me.
They know it.
Yeah.
They know that they recognize that you are not after them for something.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, Well and Watered, and I said earlier that you water, and it's about giving because
Mhm.
for as long as I've known you,
Mhm.
you've always been a giver. You are somebody that really ascribes. The Bible talks about giving, it shall be given unto you,
Pressed
good
down,
measure.
shaking over, running over.
Right.
Yes.
And you are the epitome of that verse. And I can bear witness that the more you give to your last,
Yes.
I've never seen you go without. I've never seen
No.
God
Yes. Providing.
not for
providing.
you.
Providing.
So,
And for me, the biggest thing that he's provided for me is this peace that surpasses all understanding. Seriously, because I used to question and think I'm crazy that I can just be so at peace, that I can just
In
be
the midst of
happy
it all, mhm.
in the midst of it all.
Mhm.
out of everything, because I've been going through since I've been a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And even in all of that, I've been able to still have this joy. And you said that song, and it kind of like, again, gave me more clarity as I said, okay, I want to create retreats for artists and their crew. I want to create peace pop-ups so I can go on site to concerts and video shoots and have a place for them to come in and have essential alls and sit down, pray if you want to pray, just be quiet if you want to be, whatever you want to do. If you want to meditate, I want to offer that. And what it showed me, like, you've been attached to this industry before you even realized it. That song, when I was a little girl, 11, 12 years old, I had a boyfriend on St. Rock Street. And I don't know how, but this boy mom used to let me sleep at their house every weekend to go to church with them on Sunday. And baby, Cash Money would make sure I get to St. Rock Street every weekend and would give me money for church because he knew I wanted to go to church so bad. And they would sing that song every Sunday, press down, shake it together. And that song seeped into my spirit at that early age, and it stuck with me. And even like for me, I can't even get into anything with baby, like, because he poured a seed into me at an early age and tied me into it. And here I am, pressed down, shaken together, and giving and shall be given to you, still operating in that.
In that same
And
right.
I mean, it just showed me so many back and forth years how I've been attached to this industry before Katrina. Because I thought for a while, I thought it was Katrina that put me into the industry. But then I saw all these different things that I was doing. Again, being with baby from the startup, just being there and watching how they operated. Then I remember I'm sitting there having a conversation with 50 Cent. They had a concert here. We're sitting on there talking about music, talking about peace in the IRE, talking about love. This 50 Cent, who everybody knows could just say whatever he want to say, but I catered some food for them before the concert, and I wasn't even a caterer. I was just like, y'all want some red beans and rice since y'all here? And I didn't even realize that God was ordering my steps, at the time. But I'm sitting there, my first encounter with 50 Cent. Anybody else would have been like, oh, 50. But even then, God had me already moving in that motion to where I am today.
But you say that, but from what I know of you, that's never been you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's never been, I'm a fangirl. It's always been, okay, I'm gonna treat you like
exactly.
You my brother, you my big brother, little brother, cousin, uncle, sister, whoever, and I'm gonna try to feed you.
Exactly.
So here's my question. For those of you who don't know you, how did you get involved? I know you kind of touched on it the last time you were here, but how did you get involved in the entertainment industry?
Well, that part does. Katrina did play a part in that. Rest in peace to Shakita, Chic Diva. She had called me, invited me to do an event right after Katrina. And it was an event with local celebrities from Atlanta, from New Orleans, who had migrated to Atlanta after the event. And so it was a catering job, and I did that job. And all these people were there. It was like, oh, this is delicious. This is good. This is amazing. And that was just getting my feet, I guess, into it because she invited me to it. But for me, honestly, it was the serving side that got me the door, because I wasn't even fixated on serving them like that.
Right.
When I realized, because I got to Atlanta after Katrina, feeding the hungry from my hotel, that was my first thing doing. That's when I realized that, I can give on a big level. I don't even have to have money to do it. So that started the process. But then I wanted to do events. And this is within a year of Hurricane Katrina. And I'm still rebuilding, still trying to figure it out. But I'm like, I'm going to ask these celebrities, could you do this? Could you do this? Can I get this? And so I was just, I guess, like, listen, what you doing? Like, put your money where your mouth is. And so for me, that opened the door to that. And they're like, oh, you cook too? Okay, well, yeah, we have an event. Could you cook for this? Can you cook for that? And so giving, once again, opened the door for me. So originally, I started out as a backstage caterer. But I don't even cook anymore. God, again, your gift will open up doors for you is a true statement. Because now it's just like I'm getting ready to leave and go on another trip, and cooking is not nowhere in the description
of what you're
of what I'm doing. And it's really
tour.
just being that well and water, being there, making sure everybody is okay. Like God is allowing me to be paid to make sure that everyone is okay. And
Be
I
paid
love
to
I
do
love
what you
that.
love to do.
Yes.
Right.
I love that. When Ronnie called, he was like, it's 8 dancers. I was like, ooh, 8 souls. Like I'm excited about that. So,
Right.
Doing those type of things, it's just I don't know. I love seeing people fully walk into who they are. Again, that watering, because when it flows back to me, I'm I get joy, I get peace, I get, oh, I did something amazing today because this person is fully walking in themselves and who they are.
As far as cooking, right? All right. Question for you. In the entertainment industry currently, right?
Okay.
What do you do? Because some people, they think you're a promoter. Some
Yeah.
people think you're a chef. Some think you're a caterer, manager, an agent.
Yeah. Well,
Have you been any of those
All the
things?
above. She doesn't.
I mean, not like
Officially.
not officially.
Mhm.
Like I think I've managed a lot of people in their careers, but not just no. That's not. Don't give me that title because it's a lot of work. I haven't been a booking agent, but if you need me to make a call and say, hey, I'll do that. But again, chef was my door in, but now I just hospitality coordinator. Now I'm on site making sure that everybody is okay, making sure that
Mhm.
everybody, like if we have food allergies or whatever, I'm making sure that I coordinate with the chef or the catering company on site and making sure that everybody else's food is okay. And then for the rest of the day, I'm done. Like literally, but I'm working. It seems like I'm working all day because it is almost 95% of the time that somebody's gravitating towards me and somebody wants to talk. And I'm just like, come on.
You are working. You're working 24 hours.
24
a
hours.
day.
I'm like, let's happen. And so I leave when I go on a trip. People ask me a work trip and they'll say like, what are you excited for? Like, you going to all these places. And I'm like, I'm excited to see what God is going to do in somebody's life. Like somebody may get some deliverance that they need, a breakthrough they need. They may drop some chains. That's what I get excited for
And
more
there's a
than
reason,
anything.
because that's a reason for you to be there.
Yes.
And I'm sure something else that I have learned over the years, everywhere her feet treads, something happens.
Yes.
Something happens. That is something, and I'll wait to hear it.
Yes.
Because something is going to happen on this tour.
Yes.
Like I said, that is one thing that I have come to expect over the years.
Amen.
Because Neil say, yeah, Jayda. Yeah.
Wait, so tell us about the tour.
The tour that you're
upcoming
going
tour.
on now. Can you tell us about the tour? I already know about the tour, but can you tell?
When
Can you
does
tell us?
when does this air? When does this air?
Whenever, like next week sometime.
Okay, yeah. First of all, before I even say who I'm going with, can I just share the journey really quick?
Absolutely.
Before this tour?
Mhm.
Okay, because this has been what had been going on, but for a while, like I had to, I fell back so I can fast and pray and get my spirit back because I had went through partnerships and a relationship that one, again, I will not say it's their fault because for me, I compromised on what I said before I even went into these relationships. I compromised on what I knew I needed for my life, for my spirituality. I compromised on that. And so for me, I've learned, don't put blame or fault on anyone else. Take your responsibility and move forward from that. So I compromised on that. And then once I learned that lesson, I said, okay, let's start over. So starting over, I told my daughter, I said, listen, we're starting from scratch again. Are you okay with that? You're a senior in school. We're starting from scratch. Are you good? Because I'm telling you, God's got us. And so she's like, okay, sure. And
Because
so
she knows too.
she knows
knows,
they
she
got
knows,
it. Like
yeah.
my kids really, really have that faith thing on tag. And so going into it, rebuilding, and I'm telling the people all over the world, I'm like, listen, every time I meet somebody, like, God's got it. Like, I don't even know how it is. And you guys was 2 weeks prior to me getting the call. I was like, okay, so my bills are paid up till April. Like, hey, Philip, I need that bonus check for May because I know that God's got June, July, and the rest of the year. Didn't know how, but I knew he had it, right? So I'm like, okay, my meal plans are starting. Meal plans working out great, but I knew I needed, that bigger to see what I'm used to seeing, right? And so God said bigger, but not your bigger. I got bigger for you. I'm like, okay, God, sure. Let's do this dance. I'm dancing with you. And I'm sharing this with people as I go along the process. So a week prior, a week after that conversation, I tell another friend, I'm like, listen, I'm a out the country girl. I miss going out the country. I need to go out the country like soon, right?
Mm-hmm.
First call I get, hey, I got some dates for you. I'm like, God told me, I know. Where we going? Like, okay, what's the dates? Where we going? So I'm thinking it's a previous client that I've already had. So he's telling me the dates. First date's out the country. I still can't pronounce. Where am I going the first date?
Oh, Azerbaijan.
She says it so well. Azerbaijan.
That's illegal too. Azerbaijan.
Yes.
That's
it's
over
Middle East.
there. Yeah, that's between
Turkey.
Dubai
Nah,
and
Middle East. It's cool.
yeah, Dubai
beautiful.
and the
Beautiful country.
United Emirates.
You know
yeah,
what?
over
Continue,
there.
please.
Yeah, so over there. So it wasn't even on my list of places, but then I look at it, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. So I'm like, okay, I'm flowing, I'm ready. Okay, I'm excited. We're working. It's good. It's good. And so he says, oh, wait, this who you coming with. And I'm like, say that again. He said bigger. Bigger. How, I know how, because that's just how God is, and he loves glory, glory, glory moments. But how is it that God would say, here, because of your obedience, because you stood on me, you didn't let go of me, you shared me in the process, I'm going to give you the biggest artist right now in the globe, like across the world. And so he says, here, you're going with Cardi B. Ow!
Oh.
I'm like, what, God? Are you serious? And so just for me, when I heard it, once again, that well and water, it wasn't for me. I knew immediately that it was going to give somebody else hope.
Mm-hmm.
It was going to give somebody else my story, his glory was going to give somebody else that, oh my God, God is good. Let me get my faith together and let me stand on this and know that God is who he is and know like you know, like you know. That's what I took it up. It wasn't even for me like, oh, I'm going. No, I was like, oh my God, somebody is going to be blessed and somebody's going to grab onto the hem of his garment and move forward.
What's your end goal?
My end goal is one, to leave a legacy of, say it for me.
Authenticity.
Boom. I told you, God brings me places I can't pronounce. He's giving me goals I can't pronounce. You can do it. Whoever's watching this, you can do whatever. I want that, and I definitely want to hear God say, job well done. I know he's saying it now, but I want to hear, you did good. Like, you did good. You went through some tests, girl, but you did good. I'll be like, yeah, Woody. I was on it for you.
That girl said, Woody.
I did it for you because he calls me friend, and I want to treat him like a friend. A friend loves at all times. I always want to love him in a way that I'm respecting him, that I'm showing him I got you. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail God. That's my biggest. If there's any fear, that's my fear, failing God.
It's a fail God.
That's my fear.
Even though you know,
yeah,
as many times as you fall.
Yeah.
So where can the people find you, or can they find you?
Oh, they can find me, baby. wellandwater.com, Instagram, Well and Water, Twitter, Well and Watered. Facebook, I'm kind of like thinking I need to close it up a little bit because I'm getting all these crazy requests. I don't know, but
you can make Well and Watered a private page.
I need to do a page for Well and Water on Instagram. By the time this post comes up, Well and Water will have a page.
All right.
Dope.
Facebook. Great.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am Dan.
The man.
Who?
On drugs. The man on drugs.
Oh, Lord.
You can catch me on Twitter and IG at I am Dan on drugs. You can find the show across all platforms at Black Law Podcast.
Oh, and I'm Justine, and you can follow me on Twitter at I Tell Legalize.
And she has somebody that checks her Twitter for.
Okay, and that's a problem because, and guess what? Superstar status. I have people to check my people.